Transition, the process of change from one condition to another.
We are now at a new crossroad where change is evident once again.
What does not serve us must transform us anew.
Returning to our original state of oneness and true nature of that which created who we truly are.
Confusion was the way of the past. Enlightenment is the way of the now and future, shedding away the layers of deceit.
We now bring you the transformation of the two who started as one. Our fearless planet never stands still.
Earth has been in a process of transition, and we are not exempt from this remarkable ongoing reality.
Welcome to Transition Radio.
Well, hello and welcome to actually What's Up with the Cummings. We need to make a new intro.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. And
it's something that we're probably going to have to work on.
Yeah. Because these intros take time, but I just thought of it when I'm like, wait a minute, the show's no longer called Transition Radio, is no longer called Real Talk with the Cummings. It is now called What's Up?
It's the Cummings.
That's right. So what's up?
2018, everybody. Thanks for joining us this year as we have a new outlook and a new vision for what we want to do.
Everything seems to be new for the beginning of the year here. You know, new diet, new way of working out, new focus on just about everything.
It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing what life can bring. And I know that we've been on the air already, not doing the show, but you know, we were on YouTube the last couple of weeks and stuff, sharing what's been happening, how our diet went. I think it was more of an awakening more than anything else for us.
And I think it actually was triggered by our fast.
Yeah.
You know, fasting does these kind of things. That's why most people should fast, because it's a way of like renewing self. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it really just kind of like not just cleans you out, but allows you to refocus and like understand things in a different way. It's like when we're sitting there with not anything to do but watch Christmas movies at that time,
right?
We were just able just to really kind of like just let God speak to us in a way that, you know, the universe speak and stuff. So it was cool.
Yeah.
So we learned a lot.
A lot of stuff.
Learned a lot.
You know, and learned that the way what we were promoting as a healthy diet or lifestyle actually turned out to be not a very healthy diet. Diet or lifestyle, which is veganism. I mean, I've been promoting the vegan lifestyle since, 2010, 2011, and it has its place to help heal.
It really does. I have no, like, being vegan for as long as I was. I think that for me, the only key for my healing was through the vegan road. I don't think I could have healed.
Yeah, and the reason,
physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Yes, and I think the reason behind that is like a vegan diet is almost like a cleansing diet. It's almost like you're fasting. And in that fasting, you know, when you fast, you get a lot of health benefits, regeneration of brain cells, skin cells. I mean, your whole body just like detoxes and regenerates. But there can only be so much of that. It's like water fasting. You could only do it for 40 days. You do it longer than that, you're going to die, because now your body starts to feed off itself. So I think that's what happens with the vegan diet. It's great for cleansing, but it cannot be a sustainable life. And I know a lot of vegans out there will disagree, you know, but we saw it ourselves. We saw in the research that we've done that everyone started out as a vegan, and what happened afterward?
Oh gosh, they just, I mean, physically they kind of fall apart in a way. And not just physically, but emotionally. I think that, you know, this lack of nutrients that comes from a more well-rounded diet causes all kinds of neurological problems and conditions.
the body needs amino acids, and unfortunately, plant-based amino acids aren't as effective and as strong as animal type of amino acids. And I know there's a lot of theory out there, and we promoted a lot of the theories that people can't digest meat and people can't really use animal protein because it's dead and void and this and the other. But that's all lies. And we plan to do shows and talk about certain things and maybe even get people and interview people who once started off as a vegan and then ended up changing back to a carnivorous lifestyle as we have.
And you know what? We just want to educate. We're on the road of understanding and learning and trying to figure things out. And as soon as we do, we're the kind of people that make changes. We don't stop and go, oh no, this is how it's always been, this is how it's always going to be. No, we're explorers that way.
Very much so.
Just like we explored the country.
Yeah.
We explore ourselves. We explore the concept of diet and lifestyle.
And what's healthy and, and what's up with things. That's why the show also, I thought it was very fitting, what's up, because it's like every time you guys tune in and people that haven't, seen us for a while to tune in, there's always changes. So there's always going to be changes and there's always going to be, what's up this week? And, and part of our schlick is going to be like if we dissect some sort of new procedure, medical thing or whatever. And it's like, what's up with this? And we'll do a review on it and give us your thumbs up or thumbs down type of thing. So yeah, the show's focus is really going to be about health, fitness, spirituality, improvement, better health, almost like a self-improvement, self-help type of things. And we want to interview people that are positive and have something positive to say because there's so much negative in the world.
There really is. And, the world is full of negative people. And there's lots of negative opinions out there. And here on YouTube, it can be very, very opinionated. And everyone has a view. And, we weren't afraid to share ours for such a long time. But we found that energy was creating negativity and hurting us internally.
Yeah.
In the long run, it was hurting us. So we just want to focus on things that will uplift you, help you, guide you, make your life better. Definitely. And make it worth wanting to live, not something that oh, the sky's falling. We've got plenty of those people around.
Plenty. And, we also, individuals that have a history of being trans or whatever else, we want to share the things that we have learned to keep our health. I think it's important. We're going to talk about the different supplements that we take and how it's worked for us and things of that nature so that everyone under the sun could benefit and learn and grow from what we find out. So again, that's what's up, right? We originally started, and the show today is called Candida and Your Health. A lot of people don't realize that Candida, which is a form of yeast that everyone has, but turns into a fungus when it becomes the dominant bacteria or yeast in your body, or how do you call those little critters? It's like bacteria, I guess. Yeah. So if they take over, a lot of bad things happen to you. So we originally started in the beginning of the year wanting to go with a Candida's diet fully, which meant no
gluten at all. Yeah. We wanted to kind of eliminate those types of irritants, basically, that cause inflammation, that cause a lot of problems in our bodies and stuff, which we understood to be coming from our oats and grains and, our legumes and beans and rice and potatoes and things like that we touted as being kind of like the savior of the world.
And we ate lots of it.
We did. And, looking at our new app and how we track our macros now, which is basically our proteins, fats, and carbs, we were off the chain with our carbohydrates.
And that creates irritation, which was creating a problem with my blood pressure and was also giving me anxiety to find out that, yes, wheat and glutens and grains that human beings are not designed to eat will create those irritants in your body and will cause disease. Your body is capable of handling a lot of stuff, and probably a lot of vegans are saying, well, I've been a vegan for 5 years, so I'm fine. There's a limit. Everybody has a threshold on how much of these toxins your body could take. It's like people that smoke. Some people smoke and they don't die of cancer till they're later on, like 7 years old or something like that. Other people, it doesn't take that long, but you're destroying the membranes in your intestine and your guts, and you're creating a lot of problems. And you're aging because these things don't allow collagen to actually.
You need fats. I mean, I know that we've stated that the fat you eat is the fat you wear.
Right. We thought,
but not necessarily true, because there are two different kinds of fats. There's the fake fat and the real fat, and the real fat is what protects us.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like fat is a layer that protects
your
animals,
organs,
protects humans and things. So
your myelin sheath is made up of fat. You need that in order to have proper nerve conduction. If not, you get diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, anxiety, all these things that are dependent on your nervous system. If you start to lose that layer of fat that protects it, you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. And we were wrong about what we were preaching and what we had learned from the vegan camp. And Dr. McDougall is somebody that we followed and find out that he's not right at all in what he's promoting. And so we aim to do a lot of damage control.
But we found out more so, not just from somebody else. We found out through our own bodies, our own experience, too, how we were feeling, how we initially wanted to start this fast because of blood pressure that you were dealing with. And it's like, wait a minute, we're supposedly eating as healthy as can possibly be. We're gorging on fruit. I mean, every time we went out this fall and late summer, we were gorging on the trees out here with all the different apples and apricots and peaches, all the different.
I think we were doing the great thing, and it turns out that we were literally taking water and pouring it on your computer keyboard and creating a short and destroying the.
Because all that sugar was just kind of building up, and Candida, unfortunately, loves to feed sugar on sugar.
So we're going to talk a little bit about Candidas a little later, but just wanted to mention that we've started, or will be starting in a few days. We've been downgrading our carb intake, a keto diet. And I know that most people
ketogenic
diet, and most people get on this diet because they have a lot of weight to lose. But what people don't realize that you don't really need to get on this diet just to lose weight, but you can do it to fix your nervous system, to fix your blood pressure problem. It helps with cancer. It helps regrow hair. Excuse me. It helps all sorts of different things. And the Candida diet also could be helped by a ketogenic diet.
Yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand, where you're able to flush out those toxins by being on a Candida cleansing type diet. But then at the same time, you're not refeeding it by putting all these bad carbohydrates or this overabundance of carbohydrates inside your body. That, unfortunately, that's what Candida love. Yeah. They love carbs.
And we're going to dedicate a show just on the ketogenic diet itself and really break it down and tell you what it's all about. Right now, I'm saying this body.
It doesn't really follow the rules of the U.S. Government, the food pyramid that everybody's supposed to be adhering to. But that's for a reason, because it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, they want you to eat, and they want you to eat a lot of carbs because the food industry relies on people constantly munching on some sort of potato chip, processed
something
junk,
in a box.
In a box, because those are things that don't go bad really quickly, and they don't lose a lot of money. Meats and dairies and things like that have a shelf life, and unfortunately,
And we're looking forward to not spending such atrocious amounts of money on perishable food items. We were going to our local co-op, I'm sure great place, but way overpriced. It's one thing to pay for lettuce, it's another thing to pay a premium for lettuce, and it's like, it shouldn't cost so much to eat.
And to try to eat healthy.
It seems like eating has become a social class type of system.
Definitely.
Because people that can afford to eat good food are the only ones that can. And
Right.
those that can't, well, they get rice, potatoes, fast food,
Yeah.
all the bad stuff.
Right. And that stuff, like I said, we're going to really dive into it in details and why, the vegan diet is not as healthy as it promotes. Now, don't get us wrong, eating vegetables, and we still do. We still
love
eat
vegetables
and salads. Although with a keto diet, you have to minimalize. You're only allowed up to 20 grams, maximum 30 grams of carbs to not spike your insulin, because too much insulin in your bloodstream creates problems. And again, we're going to explain all this in future shows. And we're going to try to get people on that have been on the keto diet for a while and their health benefits and give you all the up-to-date information regarding this. But today's show, we're going to talk about a lot of different things regarding health. Again, the show focus will be, on health, fitness, spirituality, things that, really are inspiring, motivating, uplifting, and all that good stuff.
Now, you used to run.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
7 miles a day?
7 miles a day. And I got down, I think, to 102 pounds. Okay. And, at first, when you have to lose that weight and you have to lose that toxin, it's great. But you have an adrenal system in your body that cannot handle, all that stress. Your body produces a hormone called cortisol. And too much of that cortisol will also fry your thyroid, your nervous system, your endocrine system. I mean, everything will just go south. Mm-hmm. And the body does this to protect itself. It's trying to get your attention and say, hey, stupid, stop this already.
And I used to run too. I mean, I used to run lots. I mean, like religiously.
Definitely.
And it was something that, it was an escape for me, and I enjoyed it. But, I wanted to train for a marathon.
Yeah.
It was something that I was looking forward to. I had done a 10K, and I was working my way up to a half marathon, and I was planning on competing, and maybe, not competing, but participating in a marathon and stuff, just to say you did it.
Yeah, it's a high.
But it isn't good for you.
No, it's not.
It isn't good for
and it will catch up. And according to this article, it's the marathon running healthy or not? I say it's not.
I don't think it is. It taxes the body too much. But let's read what this article says.
Well, marathon runners routinely release molecules from the liver, heart, and skeletal muscles into the bloodstream that are usually only seen in patients with diseased organs. From a biochemical perspective, many of the participants will resemble a corpse.
3/4 of the marathon runners will have an abnormal elevation of troponin in their bloodstream. The troponin molecule itself isn't doing harm. Rather, it's a marker that the heart has sustained trauma.
For the overwhelming majority of runners, however, it is important to know that these changes are transient and full recovery occurs within days without any apparent long-term adverse consequences. Some runners, however, aren't so lucky. We've heard stories of people dropping dead during a marathon. In many cases, the patients are relatively young, in their mid-40s, and physically fit.
It's interesting. We watched the marathon just the other day.
Mm-hmm.
When they came across the finish line, especially in the men's, the guy just collapsed.
Yeah.
I mean, just collapsed. I just don't understand how that type of athletic, fervor can be, healthy.
Well,
when your body, like mentally, you're like fried.
Mm-hmm.
Your body's stressed out. You're in a fight or flight mode. Your brain
for a very long time. Your body's thinking
pain.
It's being chased by a saber-toothed tiger of some sort, and you're releasing this molecule troponin, which is not the problem. It's just the markers that's saying that your heart has sustained trauma, because your heart is constantly. I mean, how long can your heart, when you're scared and you're watching a movie or you're anxious and your heart just boom, boom, boom. That is not good. That's why my blood pressure and my pulse was high. It was worrying me because the body cannot sustain that for a long period of time.
It wasn't always clear, however, if these marathon-related heart attacks were a common phenomenon or an exceedingly rare event that gets blown out of proportion because of the jarring imagery. The fluid imbalance throws the sodium concentration out of whack, and through a complex mechanism can cause the brain to shrink or swell particularly if too much water is consumed.
Some people don't realize that our bodies are like a big chemistry set. Everything's relying on something, whether it's your hormones, it's all very
Intertwined.
Yeah. And so you're running for that amount of time, you're really going to create major imbalances in your system. So the issue of sodium concentration in long-term distance runner is potentially lethal, and we've recently gotten a better sense of just how common it is. At the 2002 Boston Marathon, a sample of 488 runners approached randomly at race registration, completed a survey prior to the race, and at the finish line provided a blood sample and completed questionnaire detailing their fluid consumption and urine output during the race.
Of these runners, 13% had abnormally low sodium concentrations, a condition known as hyponatremia, and 3 runners had what was considered critical hyponatremia, a condition that can land someone in the ICU.
So what's up with marathon running? The Cummings give it a thumbs down. And it's like, people that want to lose some weight and they want to engage maybe a mile or two, jogging, something that their body could handle, and then they're able to replenish their fluids and just, really allow the body to adapt to the strenuous condition, then that's okay. But long distance running and running for long periods of time or even long durations is not good.
Absolutely not. We have Desiree with us. She says, Happy New Year.
Hey, Desiree, Happy New Year.
Glad to see you again.
Yes.
Smiley face.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us. So, yeah, it's, people don't realize that exercise is good, but overtraining is not good. It's one of those things where it's like walking a tightrope. If you go too much to the left, you're going to fall. If you go too much to the right, you're going to fall. You have to stay in the middle, and you've got to learn balance. And balance is the key to health and to happiness. I read this article the other day. It caught my eye. And I know that as a lot of people are going to open up their eyes, but this is the type of show that I want it to be. Like, what's up? Things that are like people normally don't talk about.
We're talking about Navy?
No,
Navy officers?
No, we're not. Well, we're talking about what Navy officers give out when they're engaging in some sort of.
What seamen do on the ocean is their own business.
No, that's not the kind of semen we're going to be talking about. It's a semen ejaculation form of semen. The species of male species actually,
chromosome
individuals put out, and it's not just to create babies, although it's a very important part of the reproductive orchestration. But the question for today's What's Up is semen healthy or not? Well,
wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Team is here.
Hey, team. Hey. Happy New Year, and thank you for joining us on our new What's Up with the Cummings.
What's up with the Cummings?
So what's up with this article on semen? Is it healthy or not?
We'll find out.
Well, for men, there's a technique called ejaculating. In other words, where the semen is not excreted, but instead reabsorbed in your blood. I mean, I didn't know that men had that type of practice. I wouldn't be privy to that kind of information, but it's like getting an intravenous infusion of semen because it goes directly into your blood. The best delivery system.
For women, there are 4 options: swallowing, sublingual, or not using a condom. The swallowing method won't produce all the benefits because much of the ingredients in semen are destroyed or denatured by the stomach.
Sublingual, or allowing it to absorb under your tongue and then swallowing it, is a better option, but still not perfect. The anal route was suggested by a commenter, and it might work, but I don't know. Does the semen have enough pressure to get absorbed? Maybe, maybe not.
The vaginal route is probably the most effective. Shocker. But for women, there's a real fear of STDs and infections transferring through the semen. Like anything you take in, make sure your supply source of semen is trustworthy and free of STDs.
Yeah, and we don't promote unprotected sex of any sort. And if you're going to engage in any of this, being married is a good thing. You're having a steady partner so that you don't spread or contract any diseases. Now, if you trust your partner, and that's kind of hard to do nowadays, you can use an IUD and get the benefits of semen, but that has its own issue. Semen contains a lot of antioxidants to combat oxidative stress. Semen is an anti-inflammatory, and semen has good hormones that people are often low in. So if you don't have money for vitamins, and this is why we're talking about this particular article today, because we're all about health, and it's anything that will bring health and give you vitamins and all that good stuff. So read some of the good hormones that semen have there.
Well, it has oxytocin R.
Yeah.
Has anti-anxiety properties and helps with wound healing.
Interesting. It's got progesterone, also in R, has an anti-anxiety properties.
Follicle stimulating hormone, FSH.
Luteinizing hormones, LH.
Testosterone. Women can have too low or too high testosterone.
TRH is an anti-inflammatory and mood enhancer.
Cortisol, which can reduce inflammation and can be good in pulses.
In other words, not too much. Excessive stress will give you too much, but you do need some cortisol for health. Estrone and estrone sulfate is good if levels are too low.
Estrogen, parentheses, in bulls. Good if levels are too low.
All right, so we knew that semen had all these, it's like, wow, all this time, people have just been discarding it. I also heard that it could also be used as a facial,
Yeah, I hear that actually these very high-end clinics, beauty clinics up in like big cities, they use semen for facial masks.
Yeah.
And we're talking about procedures that, a facial mask that costs like thousands and thousands of dollars to use.
Yes.
So, just saying.
It's right there at your disposal. Women, if you've got a husband or a good boyfriend, you just might want to consider this, and it might improve your health of youth, and we don't even know it, but there it goes. It also helps stop cancer, or prevent cancer, actually. I don't know about stopping it, but prevent cancer is definitely...
and it can prevent hair loss. So
maybe washing your hair or leaving it on as a leave-on overnight conditioner and washing it off the next morning could maybe help if you have alopecia or guys, if you're going bald, you may not just want to let's say, So what's up with semen? The Cummings give it a thumbs up. Anything natural, anything is natural in our book is okay. Just be careful where you get your source. That's all we're talking about. Well, during this time that my blood pressure was going wacky, and I saw it go as high as 164 over 110. I mean, that was pretty high. A couple of times there. I was like, whoa, I think Marky here is going to be going the other side real soon. So luckily, the fast really helped a lot, and it also, created a light bulb moment, and got back on Hawthorne Berry, which I'm going to talk about today. We'll try to make every week something about talking about a supplement, and we'll give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But Suma, in my quest of looking for something that will give me strength, since I no longer...
You were actually looking for another herbal.
Ginseng.
Yeah.
Siberian ginseng, and found Suma instead. I was like, huh. Because I've taken some Siberian ginseng in the past, and it works, and it's nice, but I figured, hey, this stuff, Suma stuff, seemed very promising to me, and I got a good vibe about it. So I've been on it now. We had to stop for the fast, but I've been back on it now. It's been, 2 weeks back on it again, and I'm taking 2 a day. So far, so good. I mean, along with Hawthorne Berry, my blood pressure, I think yesterday was 106 over 60-something, and my pulse is low as 59. When my pulse was going like 120, it was like crazy.
Like a jackrabbit.
Yeah, and thankfully, even if I get upset, it doesn't go up as high as it normally did before. So suma root is actually an adaptogen, which means that it improves the body's ability to cope with stress and provides resistance against disease and various other harmful biological and environmental factors. Suma protects against cancer. Suma root may kill cancer cells by triggering what's called apoptosis without damaging the healthy cells, which you know what radiation and chemotherapy does. It destroys the unhealthy cells, but it also destroys healthy cells. So suma is a promising treatment for cancer.
Suma may also help the immune system to target cancer cells early in tumor formation, thereby eliminating cancer cells before they have a chance to spread to the rest of the body. That's amazing.
That is amazing stuff. Suma may help build muscle, and that was, I didn't know that it had all these other adaptogen type of benefit, which is icing on the cake that we don't need. The muscle part of it was really, it's what drew me in. Eddie steroids, which I've never heard that word, but it can enhance physical strength, which is what, and athletic performance without the negative side effects associated with traditional steroids. They said it's almost like a debolan, but without the debolan, which I found very interesting.
And what's debolan?
Debolan is one of the many steroids out there, and very strong androgen. And debol, it comes in pill form, very damaging to the liver. So this little guy that's herbal, I mean, I'm like, I just started, but my strength has improved dramatically.
Yeah, you were like, oof. What were you pushing today?
Oh, my leg press, I was in 190. Yeah, which is, yeah.
So Suma is an energy booster. Drop the Red Bull.
Yeah.
Pick up some Suma root, which is inexpensive. We're not talking about a supplement that costs an arm and a leg. It doesn't it won't even cost more than a cup of Starbucks. I mean, serious.
For a 30-day supply. And it's amazing. Yeah. That's why it's been around forever, but it's new in the supplement world because ginseng was like the king, and this other thing, I decided, hey, let me give this a whirl. And so far, it's proven to be pretty effective, And now that we're eating animal products, I'm excited because I'm not taking real protein, real amino acids. Between that and Suma and the heavy-duty workout, I say that in 6 months, I'm right now weighing 120. I like to get up to 140 at least, 135, 140 pure muscle. So let's see how that works.
It's testosterone.
And I don't have the equipment to produce testosterone. My adrenal glands may be producing some. I don't have.
Guys that don't have the typical production at your age that.
Yeah, that's true.
They're taking Viagra.
That's true.
So what's new?
That is true. It also enhances sexual performance.
It protects against inflammation, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and people don't realize that inflammation actually is what causes a lot of disease. Really. And it protects your skin, and it fights against pain. So it's a natural, and it's a protector of your skin. Your skin's your biggest organ, and hydration.
What is up with Suma is definitely a thumbs up for sure, because it does so many things, and it's so inexpensive. It's natural. Mm-hmm. It occurs naturally in nature. It's the actual root of a plant, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's natural all the
So
way.
it's a beautiful thing. All these remedies that are out there, these ancient remedies that have been kind of hidden away from modern society, and buried in the annals of history.
Yep.
And because pharmaceuticals don't want you to know about this stuff. They can't patent it, so they can't sell it. They can't make money on it, so they make a synthesized version of it.
Yeah, and the synthesized version of anything always has a lot of side effects. As in hormones that are synthesized, we know that it's not good for you. And speaking about hormone, you two have been hormone-free since July, as I And we found some really good herbal, I like to say, remedies that you've been taking, and
Yeah,
tell
I
them a little
mean,
bit about them. And we're going to go into detail, not today, because today was Suma stage, but what have you been on?
Well, at first we wanted to get this herb called fenugreek, and it's been used for thousands of years. Women have used it for thousands of years to help with their breast growth and with, when they're feeding a baby and stuff like that. I mean, it's been, and they use it as a paste. They use it. It's called fenugreek. It's a seed of a plant, and you can crush it. You can use it for hair growth on your hair. You can rub it as a paste onto your breasts and stuff, and it grows. It's a growth.
It stimulates breast tissue.
It stimulates what's
pectin and
the
also,
word.
What's the one that stimulates the pituitary gland that stimulates
prolactin.
Prolactin.
Yeah. It stimulates prolactin, and I'll tell you, it works because I've noticed very much a difference in breast size from I was taking everything that a trans woman is supposed to take. I was taking Spiro along with estradiol, pill form. I took injectables. I took the patch for a while. I did everything, and unfortunately for me, I didn't really find any real benefit from.
You have found more benefit on these natural herbal, and you're also pumping your breast.
Yeah, I'm using a device called a cup. It's like a cupping appliance, cupping device that basically it kind of like it's a plastic dome that kind of has a rubber seal, and then you basically suck the air out of it, and it lifts breast tissue up, and I leave it on there for like 15 minutes in the morning, and then 15 minutes at night, and then I rub some aloe vera, because aloe vera is also a phytoestrogen, so you rub the aloe vera, and you massage your breast for, like as long as you have the cream and stuff and you're able to do it, maybe 5 minutes or so each breast, and I've really seen a lot of benefit. And it's not even been that long, I started like late December or something, and then really kind of like took a break from doing it during the fast. I kept pumping during the fast, but I also take a supplement called saw palmetto, and it's used in men to shrink a prostate.
That's the original.
Yeah, initially, but it also is basically an androgen blocker. And I've noticed benefits of that too. Hair growth on my shoulders has lessened, and chest hair has really lessened as well. And it's like Spiro is so dangerous. I don't know. People just don't understand the dangers of spironolactone. But it raises cortisol levels. We've talked about it in the past, but this saw palmetto is very, very friendly with our body. It's something that the body recognizes, So,
and then you started red clover.
And red clover is another. It's a flower, and it's basically red clover is blossom is another herbal remedy that's used, and that lots of women have found lots of success for. If they have underdeveloped breasts and stuff, they use it as it's in a pill form, and basically you just take it. I take it once a day. I take the supplemento twice a day. I take fenugreek twice a day.
And not in large doses, because we feel that whispering versus screaming your body is the best route. And you could always have room to grow and take more once the body gets used to it. Also, these herbs, even though they're natural, it's always good to cycle off of them after you've been on them for X amount of time to allow the saturation of the receptors to be cleared. And then as you start again, it's almost like a reboot. It's without you having to take large amounts that are going to be counterproductive.
But here's the thing. Here's the real benefit. As opposed to how, it works with these synthetic hormones, once you get growth from and development from these types of remedies, of herbal supplements, it's permanent.
Yeah.
It doesn't go away. It's not like it's, it's like, oh, if you're off, then it's going to deflate again. I mean, it's just your body.
It changes your chemistry.
It changes your chemistry.
It's chemistry from within, not something forced. We're also doing raw milk, which we will have. We will talk about that on a show on its own. It's
after the fast. During the fast, you started talking about raw milk, like towards the end there.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's this thing about? I love milk, I always have, but we stopped taking it. It's like the cardinal sin to take it.
And we promoted against it because pasteurized milk, they remove all the good bacteria, they remove all the vitamins and minerals. Okay, but raw milk from farm to your kitchen is totally different. And we're lucky that we have a certified farm. It's a lady actually who small business, but she provides raw milk to the co-op, and it's expensive, but it's really not, because raw milk never goes off. And even once it starts to curl, you're still able to drink the whey and create cheese and create sauces and use it for your smoothies.
Kefir,
yogurts, cheeses. And it has all the beneficial bacteria that you need. It actually heals you with whatever ailment. It also gets rid of allergies. And it's amazing. And builds muscle and builds boobies. So along with Suma and along with Lena's estrogenic herbal remedies, the drinking of the milk is also something very interesting that we're looking forward to seeing those results.
Yeah, because that milk, we didn't really talk about it officially on the show, but it's really kind of like that one thing that's really been a real wow, this is so cool. We tasted it.
Oh my God.
The first time. I remember raw milk because I know I've had it before.
Right.
When you've had real milk.
I used to hate milk.
That's what really develops the milk mustache, because the milk is so thick and,
creamy and has this natural lactose. And this type of lactose, majority of people that are allergic to lactose aren't allergic to raw milk. I know that I've taken it, and it's like, we do it every day, 8 ounces. We're now doing it right after a workout because first of all, you want to do it on an empty stomach. We intermittent fast, and that's something else we're going to be talking about in future shows. You have so much information. And we take it on an empty stomach so that the body starts to create those healthy gut bacteria that then eats away at the bad bacteria, and then you create a very nice balanced, healthy gut flora, and that's the name of the game.
And that's the thing, as the milk, quote unquote, sours, because it does become less sweet. The actual lactose is being eaten up by the active bacteria that's alive inside. I know you think it sounds gross, but probiotics are, sold for, $40, $50 and stuff. Some of them are kept in refrigerators.
Yeah.
And here we have our own sense of our own probiotic. And as the milk ages, which I wouldn't want to call it sour.
No, because it
ages, you can use it.
It loses the sweetness, but it continues it starts to taste like a buttermilk or like yogurt, without the fruits and stuff like that. It's just like sour yogurt, and then that's very tasty. I love kefir.
Kefir is good.
Yeah.
If you want to just sweeten it up, you just add some stevia to it, and you're ready to go. But there's so many things. People can make mozzarella cheese out of it, and we're talking real mozzarella cheese, not the fake stuff that they sell at the store that says processed or
pasteurized, which is
imitation mozzarella.
And the pasteurization of the cheeses and any dairy product that you buy at the store has basically eating a product that's fully dead.
Right. So we're very lucky because this is only one of 2 dairies in the state that will allow them to sell it to the public. And
because it's not legal in other states.
It's not. Florida, it's not legal at all.
Yeah.
I know.
They treat it like a contraband. So we're lucky that New Mexico is legal and that we get to go to our co-op and be able to buy the milk. And we bought it on Friday, and I love it. I look forward to the taste. It's just amazing, and I know that it's gonna really turn our health around, and it's great stuff.
And anything that can help my sinuses. I mean, I have this nasal drip. It's so annoying. And after the fast, it just really kind of went
because we got down
full
to
speed.
The depth of released all these toxins that were there in the cell from the years and years of all the wrong milk consumption, of all the sugary foods. And so when you fast, your body's going to engage in trying to deal with it and take care of it. We stop the fast too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, oh no, now we got this,
So I had these itchy skin rashes on my, like, on my front here, and then like right along the middle here, and it was on the middle of the back of my back, small of my back, and it was itchy, and I knew not to touch it because that stuff spreads like crazy.
And
So
we felt terrible when we broke the fast. It was like the body was in the middle of a healing crisis, and we stopped it. It was hard. It was over the holiday, and we were bored. And that's the worst thing you can ever do. Don't ever stop a fast if you're in the middle of a healing crisis. Let the body pursue and do what it needs to do. So needless to say, we spent almost 2 weeks like in this malaise, fog, tiredness, just feeling like, and that is what led us to realize, you know what?
There's something else.
We need to change our vegan lifestyle. We need to really put it in. It's like I would get these bouts of anxiety when we started putting the carbs back in. It's like the body was going, no, 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 do not put this back in here.
And like when you were cooking food, when you were preparing food,
I was started getting to these anxiety attacks. I was like, what's going on with me? It was really strange. Even the other day when we went to eat at Denny's and we had wheat pancakes, I had been doing great because we had eliminated the wheat, but we went out
you had
for
eliminated
breakfast,
gluten
even, yeah. And as soon as it started back up again, I'm like, oh my God, this is for sure. I have a wheat intolerance. I have a gluten intolerance. I can't ever touch gluten. I can't touch wheat. So for me, my carbs are going to come from my vegetables and salads. That's it. And lots of protein, lots of healthy fats. But again, we're going to talk all about the keto diet and what we do in another show because we've got a few things still going here, and we're going to try to keep the show an hour, max 110, something like that. So anyway, we wanted to talk to you a little bit about candidas and the candidas diet. And like we mentioned earlier, candida is a form of yeast that we all have, but it turns into a fungus when you overfeed it. It's like the gremlin, don't feed him at night. And it really wreaks havoc in your nervous system and your health. I mean, there's different stages of candidas. The point where stage 5 could actually end up losing, probably more light, losing a lot of your health. Here, I'll do this. There we go. A lot of health issues. It affects your neurological system to the point where I believe that Alzheimer's and a lot of the brain issues that we have is people on the 5th stage of candidas.
Yeah, I mean, we thought we had a more serious case of it, but actually, I think we're 1st stage people because, as it does make its way through our body, it becomes more of a neurological condition than anything else.
It does. And anxiety, I think it also works with the wheat intolerance and whatever, and it's an awful thing. I was really not happy with the way that I was feeling. I was like, gosh.
You were playing...
I blamed the DHEA because I'm thinking...
You were taking that as a supplement as well. But I thought DHEA initially was another one of those herbal remedies, but actually it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. And DHEA usually is beneficial in small amounts, because I was taking a very small amount. But I think because we weren't having fats or we weren't having any saturated fat, and I was reading that it works best when you do take saturated fat. So maybe, it overwhelmed my adrenal glands and it overwhelmed my nervous system. But it's a good thing that it happened because this led us to change our eating habits and our focus. The Candida diets, are something that is very close related to the gluten diet and very close related even to the keto diet. There's a little tweaking here and there. There's certain foods that when you are on a Candida's diet that you need to avoid. And those,
the most significant healing factor when it comes to ridding your body of Candida albicans diet is the most significant way to do that.
Yeah.
You have to starve them out And this requires a very strict adherence to a diet that excludes all the foods that feed the bacteria. You have to stick to the diet 24/7, very vigilant,
Yeah.
for a minimum of 6 weeks with absolutely no cheating whatsoever.
Because, then it's almost like you keep refeeding them and they don't go away. Well, the diet list goes as follows. Loads of veggies. These should form the basis of the plan. So with that, veggies and the keto are pretty hand in hand. Although with the keto, you're only allowed 20 grams. And people don't realize how much carbs are still in just your vegetable. And residual carbs in your dairy and things like they add up like this.
When we initially started looking at doing this, we never imagined that we were not going to be vegan in the process. I remember finding a video with a woman who had done the diet, and then we were looking for a vegan, way to do it. And she said, y'all, I went through it, and I had to introduce eggs back into my diet. I mean, I know that it's a cardinal sin for a vegan to eat it, but, my health is more important than some, lifestyle diet choices and stuff. And I may get back to it, but we were realizing that eating a vegan diet wasn't going to be helpful, because when we went to the co-op that week, we were like, what are we going to eat? We're gonna not be able to. Okay, it says organic butter, eggs, clean proteins, no antibiotic hormone residues, so free range chicken, grass-fed organic beef, and so forth. Those are things we couldn't even touch.
We can't even touch it.
Loads of veggies,
Yeah, loads of veggies. So you can't do any wheat. No beans, no rice, nothing. So it's like, what?
No fruit.
Yeah, you want to live on what? Broccoli. And so you gluten-free whole grains, and that's what we started buying, the gluten-free bread, which, by the way, super duper expensive. They hardly give you anything. Oh, the healthy fats like olive oil, coconut oil, walnut oil, macadamia nut oils, flaxseed oils, and avocado. And we weren't touching oils because we were taught that oil is the fat you wear. So, but turns out that
toxic.
Turns out not all fat are created equal. You need to stay away from trans fats, and you need to hydrogenated oils. Things that are fake, things
sunflower,
that margarine, things like that.
Canola.
But, all the stuff that's not real. Flaxseed, not flaxseed oil. What's that other one? There's another peanut oil and all these So we went and got some gluten-free bread and oats, which now we're trying to finish some of them off. Before we go into this full-fledged keto diet. So they also wanted to drink some green tea.
Gluten-free, yeast-free bread products. You can make your own bread from whole grain, gluten-free flour or coconut flour, seaweed.
And they said you're allowed sweet potatoes and yams in moderation. With a keto diet, you can't even have any of that in moderation.
Make your own salad dressings, preferably not with sugar. I don't know why they don't have the disclaimer there.
Exactly. Well, we've been making our own salad dressing for the longest time. I don't remember.
No, I'm talking about people that were to go on this diet. They're like, oh, I can make my own salad dressing. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of this, a little of that.
Honey, or you can't even do none of that because you can't feed the candidas. All raw nuts and seeds except peanuts and pistachios. Only a small handful a day, approximately 1/4 cup. And the reason is because peanuts and pistachios are moldy nuts. And peanuts are not even a nut, they are legumes. And there's a lot of people that are highly allergic to peanuts, and peanuts can create an inflammatory response, as does pistachios.
Coconut milk or almond milk. One thing about that.
Oh my God.
We had some raw milk.
Right.
And then immediately after, we had a little bit left over of our coconut milk. What did it taste like to you?
Like water. I was like, oh my God. After you drink raw milk, which is like buttermilk, it's thick, it's beautiful. And you're going to take a swig of the coconut milk, and it's like, you feel like they just water. It's like, oh, a skim milk version here.
It was awful.
Yeah.
We just we're not going to drink the rest of it.
Yeah, that was a little bit left, but I just coconut water is another good thing to take when you're on a Candida's diet.
So I guess you can eat beans?
except kidney. Well, the other stuff we read, no beans. But keeping the beans definitely a no-go.
Herbal teas.
Yeah, and you have to prepare the beans a certain way to be able to eat it. It's just probably sprouting and all that stuff. We've been doing herbal teas at night.
Yeah.
What's it,
Darko tea is one that's specifically for the beneficial for the Candida diet.
And then also dandelion
with
ginger or something like that. And it's pleasant because we usually have our dinner, and we usually have our dinners early because we don't want to eat late anymore. It goes into an intermittent fasting type of thing. But at night before bed, we have an herbal tea, decaffeinated, with stevia, and it's really good. It's very relaxing. Hummus, you probably need to make your own because you can't eat vinegar.
So okay, we can't have vinegar either. What can we have? Guacamole, make your own.
Vinegar-free salsa. And nowadays, if you look at it between the sugars and all these salt and all this stuff, there's salsa has vinegar in it. It was going to be rough. We were going to I didn't want to lose any more weight. I'm going to disappear.
There was nothing else to eat. There was very little. Yeah. Very little.
But you're allowed apple cider vinegar, not the white vinegar. You're allowed lemons.
Medicinal mushrooms. So pretty much the kind that you can't find at the grocery store unless you live by a Whole Foods or something. Maitake, shiitake, chaga, and reishi. These are all hard to find. It's not like it's a portobello, not like it's a, different.
Yeah, your normal white stuff. And reishi, talking about reishi, we're on an herbal Candida cleanse supplement, and that's one of the ingredients in there because we are taking the supplementation that the 2 months treatment that will, just kill the candidas or lower, because you don't want to kill it completely, lower the amounts in your body, and then your
I think bacteria, you want to kill the fungus.
The fungus, yeah.
Not the yeast. Yeah.
And then fresh or dried herbs and spices.
They actually say that Candida can't be killed off because it's part of the human experience. Some people say that it's actually the part that's going to eat a decomposed body. So after you die, every human has Candida because the Candida has to fulfill its obligations and its job by nature that's been given to it to pretty much decompose you.
Yeah. So you don't want to get rid of it. You just want to get rid, like you said, the yeast.
So basically, it's a clean eating plan based on fresh whole foods, a diet we should all be eating anyway. So we thought to ourselves, okay, wait a minute. They're recommending to kill Candida to eat organic beef, and then we were at the store, and I remember looking at you and going, I have a feeling like you want to get back into some maybe farm-raised range-free eggs, free-range eggs.
Yeah, because that's what my body was asking me for,
And you're like, yeah, I'm interested in some raw milk, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, we're going off the vegan.
Yeah, it's like after there's something just spoke to me, and when I get that something that speaks to me, my higher self, I listen, because if I don't, I'm in trouble. Here I am feeling like doo-doo, and I'm like, you know what, this vegan thing ain't working for me anymore. My body was craving milk. My body was craving, and I've never liked milk, but my body was like, this raw milk is really going to be good. I wanted eggs, I wanted fish, and even the thought of meat, which used to gross me out, was like, I need meat. So,
and as much as we say, our bodies aren't designed, we're, not carnivores, we don't have canines, we do have DNA that, goes back thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
Not a meat eating.
There's been hunter-gatherers for thousands and thousands of years, even before the agricultural, craze took off and people started, growing crops and all that. I mean, people would go out and hunt first, So there are so many things that we as humans, it's our primal nature to eat meat. It's our primal.
And whenever you're sick, that's
animals.
What your body
we are
wants.
Animals.
Yeah. How many vegans have we read and read and read? We're vegans for 15 years, and all of a sudden they started craving meat, and they started getting sick. And as soon as they started putting, bone broth and organ meats and real meat inside of their bodies, they started feeling better and improving their health. So, you know.
And a lot of vegans, you know, they will not touch fats at all. I mean, it's like fats are like totally like the enemy.
Right.
And
we were one of those.
Yeah, and fats promote health. They promote, you know, skin moisturization. They promote collagen. And we've noticed that wherever we've been, you know, like we were at the gym the other day and we mentioned that we were going to no longer be vegan. I'm a long time vegan. A woman that we know there at the gym, been a vegan for, you know, 15 plus years. Mm-hmm. She's like, how's it going to be to eat an egg again? You know, it's like
people have been eating eggs for a century. I ate eggs all my life. I grew up on eggs. You know.
I mean, the abnormal thing was for me not to eat eggs. Right. So going back to eating an egg wasn't a big deal. It just tasted good.
You know, since we've been, and it's only been what, a week and a half or so that we've been. Gosh, we did our grocery on Friday, so it's not even a week yet.
Yeah.
And I was noticing the whole vegan thing. My neck was starting to get really wrinkled and saggy and like all whatever, and that's not there anymore.
Right, because the skin absorbs the fat it takes in. It creates more collagen. Yeah. You know, it gets the amino building blocks, the amino acids that create that protein provides. Yeah. So protein provides those building blocks for amino acids.
And we are going to like really delve in because we really want to put up the information so that everybody can make their intelligent decision. And those people, because right now the trend is to call yourself a vegan, and it's a political movement and the elitist type of mentality. And vegans could be, we were very harsh on people that, you know, eat animal products, but we want to really prove that it is very healthy to eat animal products and drink milk. We're going to talk a little bit on the last thing for today's show is go more into depth about raw milk and the benefits of it. Because a lot of people get a little scared. They're like, oh my God, raw milk isn't that dangerous? You die of some sort of food-borne virus and blah, blah, blah. No, that's just...
There's bacteria in there.
You need that bacteria that's in there.
Well, it's good bacteria.
It's good bacteria. Like even last night, we had the ground beef, and I wouldn't try this with regular ground beef. You know, it needs to be free-range, antibiotic-free, from an institution that's clean and grass-fed, and it's just like I barely just a little bit on the outside, and it was just raw, bread raw on the inside. Red meat raw also provides bacteria that your body needs. B12 and things. You know, because we didn't always have the time to sit there and get on a fire, and probably.
I mean, how can you be a sustainable vegan if you always have to take an artificial supplement
to give you what you need?
B12.
Yeah, and that makes absolutely sense.
And you're not getting any K2 in your body.
No, there's so much stuff.
All these different things that you're not getting.
And there was this one woman who was like taking 25 different supplements to stay healthy, and she was a vegan. After a while, she stopped being a vegan, started eating meat again. Her health came back. Anyway, raw milk's benefits are as follows. You've been told that drinking raw milk is dangerous. You'll be surprised to know that you've been misled. The truth about raw milk, well, an extensive look into research and claims made by the FDA and CDC related to raw milk being dangerous have been found to be completely unwarranted. It actually benefits your body in many ways, and although it might have earned a reputation among some for being dangerous, you shouldn't miss out on all the amazing superfood quality it has to offer because raw milk benefits are truly impressive.
What is raw milk exactly? It's milk that comes from grass-fed cows, is unpasteurized and unhomogenized. This means raw milk contains all of its natural enzymes, fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals, making it what many refer to as a complete food.
So what is raw milk exactly? Well, it's milk that comes from grass-fed cows. It's unpasteurized. I read the same one again. I copied it twice. So helps improve skin health.
We're not robots.
We're not. It's just the thing copied it twice. I don't know why I did that. Helps improve skin health. Dairy might have a bad reputation when it comes to causing or worsening acne and skin inflammation, but this is far from the case with raw milk. Two different substances altogether. As we've seen, the benefits of raw milk are numerous, but surprisingly, one of the most common reasons that people consume it is to benefit their skin.
It contains healthy fats because raw milk contains large amounts of healthy, saturated fats. That's right. Dr. McDougall, the kind of fats that you poo-poo on,
Yeah.
and omega-3 fats. It supports skin hydration. It supplies probiotics. Probiotics in raw milk can kill off or balance bad bacteria in your gut, which can dramatically affect the health of your skin. Research shows that inflammation and unbalanced gut flora contribute to skin issues as acne and eczema.
It helps prevent nutrient deficiency. Can be used to make probiotic foods. Because once that milk starts to turn sour, it's not like the sour stuff that you get from your pasteurized milk. You can still drink it, and you can make cheese and all the stuff that we talked about earlier. And the probiotic in it is like, oh, it grows the longer it ferments. This will help you prevent colon cancer, diarrhea, inflammatory bowel disease, which most people have nowadays days from all the grains, intestinal infections, irritable bowel syndrome, skin infections, weakened immune system, urinary tract infection, and yes, vaginal yeast infection.
Raw milk is truly one of the most nutrient-dense foods in the world and has a nutritional profile unlike any other food. I understand if you've been cautious in the past about drinking raw milk because of all the negative media it might have earned, but I'm sure you'll change your mind once you learn why more and more people are drinking raw milk every day. Some of the main reasons that over 10 million Americans now drink raw milk on a regular basis include
healthier skin, hair and nails, nutrient absorption, stronger immune system, reduced allergies, increased bone density, neurological support, weight loss, helps build lean muscle mass, which is what I'm looking for, and better digestion, which I'm also looking for. Milk does the body good, you know?
I remember when I was living in Nashville, I had friends who would travel over into Kentucky, and it was almost like contraband to go pick this stuff up, but it was produced by the Amish farmers there, and they would sell it, there in their stores and stuff. Raw milk, and if they got caught by the police, they could go to jail.
They've raided little farms like that.
It's ridiculous.
Like it's some sort of drug, but you know why? Because they don't want you to have the healthy stuff. They want you to drink their pasteurized stuff. And what's the difference between raw milk and conventional milk?
Well, dairy products have gotten a bad rap over the years. The whole campaign, we used to be against it.
Yeah,
milk does the body good and all that. We're like, that's the dairy industry pushing their crap over on people. But this is because mostly the pasteurization process involved in making conventional milk. When milk is pasteurized, it literally destroys many of the nutrients that make raw milk beneficial. So you're drinking like dead water.
Yeah, dead water. And then, it actually contributes to the unhealthy gut bacteria because it's now pure sugar. And one of the reasons raw milk starts to turn sour is because that healthy bacteria has finished eating up the sugar in that milk. And when you drink pasteurized milk, that's all you have left is the unhealthy.
All I can think of is like, I went to Israel, 20 years ago or something, and I could remember the Dead Sea. They said no organisms live in it. It's dead. It's just a bunch of minerals, salt, and brine, and there's nothing that exists and lives in it, as opposed to a vibrant ocean, with coral and sea life and fish and all these types of animal life that lives in it. That's what happens with our conventional milk. We're really drinking death, is what it is, because that's not anything as to what baby calves drink for their growth food. I mean, here we have these doctors saying, Dr. Clapper said, we shouldn't be drinking baby calf growth food. Well, we don't, because if you're not drinking raw milk, you're drinking some dead liquid that was pasteurized in some processed factory somewhere and turned into something else. Because I guarantee you, if a little baby calf were to drink that type of milk,
they would get sick too.
they wouldn't grow.
They wouldn't grow. And it's because it's missing the live bacteria, and that's the name of the game, the live bacteria. The good bacteria, the good flora that will create the proper environment in your gut to give you health.
And those vital building blocks for life,
Yeah,
you know,
amino acids.
that creates, you know, that gives a baby calf the ability to turn into a 600-pound cow within 4 or 5 months. You know, I mean, that, you know, people don't realize that that's not what's going into their body, you know.
So the Cummings give raw milk.
Oh my gosh.
Triple
thumbs up.
Triple thumbs up. I mean, it's like we have now become a total
huge
raw milk connoisseur, and it's not cheap. It's almost $7 a half a gallon.
Yeah.
And
but we're lucky. We're lucky to get it. We're lucky to be able to have it.
Yeah.
It's I look forward to now every day because I was always a milk drinker in the past, but as I got older, I realized that milk doesn't do a body good, and that it calcifies the
overweight because
the wrong kind of milk.
Just the sugar in it. It has a lot of sugar. So when you drink raw milk, it has sugar, but it also has
skim milk. Skim milk is pretty much watered down sugar water.
So when you're drinking raw milk, you're not just getting the sugar, you're getting the healthy fats that the body produces, the real hardcore fat, and the bacteria. So then the bacteria eats away at the sugar and eats away at all the candidas and creates a healthy environment, which gives you the healthy skin, gives you the whole around healthy benefits.
So we don't really know what is going to eliminate the candida out of our bodies because now that we're drinking raw milk, the actual probiotic bacteria in there might do the job better than those pills.
Yeah, but we bought two. It's a 2 months course, so we bought one for each, so we could do it for 2 months. So it could only help them.
Oh, I'm sure.
Not eating the way we're going to be eating within the next few days. We're going to finally just cut out all the carbs, leaving only lettuce, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. What's the other one that I said? Our spring mix romaine. And pickles. And the reason pickles is because pickles has fermented, and it's fermented type of thing, and it also has sodium. When you go on a keto diet, sodium, which is something that I'm going to have to really get used to because I've been taught, and because of my blood pressure, to always, be careful with the amount of sodium that you put on your food. So even the other day, we've been using a lot of sodium lately, and it's like my blood pressure is doing great. So I'm like, I get to eat butter, I get to eat, real cheese, I get to eat real eggs.
Cheese for dessert.
Yeah, that's what we do for dessert now. It's a piece of cheese. Looking to really try the different kinds of cheeses and chorizo and sausage and stuff that people would normally go, oh my God, you're gonna get a heart attack.
The thing is, the fatter the cut of meat, the better, because we're not looking for protein to be the key to fuel the body. It's fat. Healthy fat.
Yeah. So the breakdown is 5% carbohydrates, there's a 20% protein, and the remainder is fat, which is like 77%.
Yeah.
So I know it sounds crazy, but it makes sense. And again, we're going to talk more about it in detail on other shows, and we'll really bring you the meat and potatoes or the meat, because no potatoes, about the keto diet I think there's a keto diet for the overweight people, and there's the keto diet for the people who want to build muscle or maintain health and toneness without becoming a sugar addict or without getting the ups and the downs of the sugar highs and the sugar lows and the excess amount of insulin in your bloodstream, which will kill you and make you fat. So yeah, we really want to talk about this in depth in future shows, and we welcome your questions. You could email us we create a new email, what'supwithacummings@gmail.com. Again, that's what'supwithacummings@gmail.com. And Cummings.
Not
Cum, yeah, it just came out that way. And yeah, we're looking forward to bringing you quirky shows, great information, and all that good stuff.
We just have a lot to share. We are not afraid to change.
Yep.
you guys know us. You guys know how we reacted and been throughout the years and stuff like that. And if we feel that we need to go on a different path, then we'll take it, and whenever we feel that it's time to abandon that path, we'll come off of it. Yeah. But it's something that we're not afraid of change. We're not afraid to adapt. We're not afraid to do those types of things, because I think it's important for life. If we stay stagnant, we remain where we are. It's like getting stuck in a rut in the road, and you never get out. So we like getting out of those ruts.
So yeah, we're going to be trying to find exciting new things to share with you on the show, things that are positive, non-controversial, things that will promote positivity in our world. And the shows, I mean, it looks like Tuesdays are going to be pretty much set in stone. And around this time, either 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, we find it's a good time. And, doesn't interfere with dinner. I think the internet's a lot better at this time, too, because there's not a bunch of people on it. If you guys miss it live, you can always catch it on demand. It's always on demand after the show is done. And, that's pretty much it for today. Exactly an hour and 15 minutes. Cool. So, stay tuned next week. And again, either 3 or 4 o'clock, Mountain Time, whatever that is where you're at. And if you guys have any question again, what's up with the Cummings at gmail.com. If you guys want to share any health tips or any health information, if you are a keto dieter and have been on it for a while and you want to be on the show, we welcome you. If you've had a case of Candidas and want to share, your healing, your progress, your information, if you are a vegan and want to discuss or whatever, we'd be more than happy to have a civil discussion and tell you what we think and how we feel. Good stuff. Anyway, guys, we love you. But remember to always love yourselves too. Good night, be well, and have a good one.